In this week's episode of Weathering Parenthood, I sit down with Nicole Kaplan. Nicole is a mom of two and the founder and CEO of Mom Dates and Playdates, which is a group that gets moms together.
I partner with museums during closing hours so that parents can come and have a night to themselves. And I also have babysitting services. So if they don't have a babysitter, that's not an issue. And they get to walk around the museum after dinner, just us, just the mom, just because we're sick of just going to dinners and just like talking about the same things, like, Owen wiped his ass today, great.
We also spoke about some of the struggles that she went through when she was postpartum with both of her kids and how that led her to creating this group in the first place.
I feel like this is something we need. And they say, find your village, and I feel like I said before, this is the open door to your village. And so I get many messages from moms. Whether it's postpartum, they open up to me because they trust me. And I love that because this is a safe space.
Nicole, thanks for being here with us today.
Thank you for having me.
So great to chat with you.
Yes.
We try to keep these to around like 45 minutes. I feel like we're going to have a hard time doing that.
Yeah.
We could definitely talk for ever. So give everyone a little background on you. Where are you from? How many kids do you have?
So I'm originally from Florida, born and raised. Then 1 year I met my husband in New York.
Okay.
We did long distance.
Okay.
And then I moved to New York, not thinking like, oh my God, I'm going to have to be in snow every year.
Yeah.
Almost every year. And then after having kids, I'm like, I'm done with this layering stuff. Like, I am so done. I'm like, I'm giving you an ultimatum. We're staying here or we're going to Florida. Like, I'm going to Florida. And we compromised and we moved to Florida.
Good for you.
So we're now here in Boca and we're thriving. We're loving it here. It's like the best place to be, at least for us. It's just, for us, I think it's a great place to raise children. I just feel like we're out all day. We're doing things. We're not just like layering up and who's going to shovel the snow today, So it's been great. So I have a 10-month-old. And I have a soon-to-be 3-year-old. We're going to Disney next week, and I'm like,
so fun.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Have you been with them yet?
Not with both of them. So my little baby's going to be staying with my nanny. I have a full-time nanny who comes, and and he loves her so much. So
perfect.
Because I want to give my son that time. When you become a second mom, I just felt like he got really jealous, and so I want to give him that time. Like it's his birthday, it's all about him. And we're just going to have a good time.
That's great.
Yeah.
It's definitely like hard as an adjustment for them when you do bring a second one home.
Yeah, it's definitely hard because like the baby, he doesn't understand that like the baby doesn't understand how to feed himself. And he's like, feed me. I'm like, are you kidding me? You're like, I'm not giving you a bottle right now with like formula. So it's been a challenge. We were definitely surviving, not thriving for a little bit, but we're getting out of the thick of it. Like now we're just like, it's coming together.
I will say, so my second is about 15-ish months. I found that between like 6 months to 12, when my second was 6 to 12 months old, we were surviving, not thriving. Or at least I personally was surviving, not thriving. And like around the time he was 1, I was like, oh.
It got easier?
I don't know really. I mean, it's still hard in a different way, but in terms of the like, I don't know, like sibling dynamic, me as a mom figuring out how to have 2 of them started to get easier.
Oh, it did.
I don't know. I mean, I still think it's a new type of hard. It's all a different challenge, but I felt less rage by the time we turned 1. Does that make sense?
Can we also talk about rage for a second?
Yeah.
Because my poor dogs, they were my world. I'm not sure if you had dogs.
No pets.
And I have to tell you, I had an Instagram for them. I had freaking birthday parties for them. Like, it was crazy. I had like little cakes and I literally invited dogs from the dog park. Like, it was a crazy. And after having kids, I had so much rage because they would bark if someone passed by and I'd be like, oh my God, did you have to pass by while the baby's sleeping? One bark is all it takes to wake up the baby. And it would just drive me crazy. So I would yell at them like, what are you guys? And I would feel so guilty afterwards. It's something really hard, and not many moms talk about it, but it's a thing.
I had a friend who has twins. They're about 2.5.
Oh my God.
And I remember she like spoke to me about like her almost delayed postpartum, not like anxiety or depression, but something.
Yeah.
And like, I was like, I relate to that because the like rage and anger, and maybe it was because like lack of sleep or I don't know, just like learning to balance, like that postpartum rageness set in around the time my second was 6 months. So between 6 and 12 months, it was like everything set me off. I get less, I don't get it set off by as many things anymore. Like the sound of someone chewing doesn't bother me as much.
That's what happens.
Right?
Yeah.
So you'll get there.
I mean, I understand now more than ever. You mentioned sleep. Sleep deprivation is a form of torture. I now understand that. For me, it was torturous. Some people could function on like 4 hours of sleep and be like happy, lucky, sunshine, ray of sunshine every morning. I need my 7 to 8 hours of sleep. So, I mean, but I sleep trained my kids.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would be a nightmare.
And some people have to. Like, you have to do what you have to do.
Exactly.
Like, some people... We didn't sleep train ours. We probably have terrible sleep habits, but like, oops.
It's okay. When they're in college, you're not going to...
Like, I mean, they sleep now, but it was never... We didn't necessarily like set a routine. For us, it was more like they'll just eventually sleep. I also like didn't know anything when it came time to becoming a parent. I didn't know that sleep training was like a thing you had to do. I thought it was just a thing that like you could if you wanted, and certainly that's kind of what it is now. But I was like, they'll eventually just sleep, right? And here we are, like 6 months in, kids still not sleeping, and we're like, oh, he'll eventually. And now eventually they now have slept. But like I didn't know that like sleep training like existed
because no one talks about it.
Right.
No one talks about it. You're pregnant. Everything's beautiful. I was the happiest pregnant woman with my first because I didn't know what the hell I was getting myself into. I'm like, this is going to be just like the movies. You know, they walk, then they have the baby, they're in yoga pants, they're going out.
Strollers.
Yeah, and I'm like, no, this is not how it is. And it was a real big reality check for me. Like, I looked in the mirror and I didn't even recognize myself anymore. I was like, who am I even? Like, I don't know what to do with myself. I'm just a mom. Like, that's it. My life is over. And I love my children, don't get me wrong. But it definitely changes you in different ways. And some moms would say, I lost myself, but I'm changing that. I always tell myself, you didn't lose yourself, you changed. It's a new version of yourself. And I think it's a beautiful thing because that's the beauty of life. If we're the same all the time, then we're not growing. So it's part of growth. That's how I see it, at least.
I agree. And I think that's going to transition us now into our main topic of today. You are the founder and CEO of Mom Dates and Play Dates, which is like the cutest name in the entire world. What made you start this, and when did you start it?
So I started it about 6 months ago.
Okay.
And the reason why I started it is because motherhood can be super isolating, as we all know. And I wanted moms to feel seen because many of us don't feel seen. It doesn't matter how supportive your husband is, how many people are surrounding you. It's something super lonely because you're going through it alone. You're giving birth alone. I mean, obviously not alone. Like, my husband was like in the back trying to do the countdown, you know, when I was giving birth. But for me, it was important for moms to feel seen and to feel important because many moms felt irrelevant. And I didn't care if they're dressed up, dressed down, overwhelmed, or thriving. I just wanted them to get out of the house. And many moms, sometimes they come out of the house for the first time after postpartum to my event. And that's a win for them. And sometimes it's their only adult interaction for that week. So for me, that was amazing to see that like moms are pushing themselves to come out and meet other moms. And I've seen businesses grow. I've seen best friends, they become best friends. I've seen beautiful interactions, and I love seeing them like go out on their own even without me. Like, that's a win for me because that's what this is all about. We're becoming a community, and it's been so beautiful to see it.
That's really cool to see.
It honestly, it's the best feeling for me because like something so simple as having an event in my home, people would come to me and say, you're bringing people from the internet to your home? And I'm like, yeah, but they're moms, you know, and they need it. And I know what it's like to be home and feel alone because I suffered from postpartum anxiety and I didn't know it was anxiety. I thought it was just, again, no one talks about it. Because I didn't take care of it, it led into postpartum depression. And I actually became suicidal. So now I'm on Zoloft. And my husband, I love him so much, but they just don't get it because they are not in it, right? They don't understand the stressors that our bodies have gone through. So I don't blame him. But that's why I really started Mom Dates and Play Dates, and it's been super successful.
Did you have postpartum anxiety and depression with both of your kids? It was just after your second?
So after my first baby, it was postpartum anxiety, and I didn't see it. I just thought like, okay, I'm just anxious. I care about my baby. Like, I wouldn't let people hold him. I wanted to stay home all the time. I didn't want to get out, but I didn't realize that's something I need to take care of. And then when I moved to Florida and I had my second baby, during pregnancy, I started to feel the depression really badly. Like, the thoughts that I had were very scary. And I told my husband, like, I need help. And he's like, I think, he didn't want to like say, hey babe, like I think you should get help, because he wanted to come from me. But there was a day I just got up and I'm like, I need to get help. And I'm so happy I did. I was embarrassed at first because no one wants to admit, hey, I'm suicidal. I'm and it's like, it's not your fault. That's something I really want to be clear about for moms to hear. It's not your fault if you feel these things, because it's your hormones. Your body goes through so much, and we're just expected to, okay, I just had birth, hospital kicks you out after 3 days, and then you're just expected to be like, okay, what do I do now? Back in the day, we didn't have ChatGPT. We didn't have Google. Like my mom, I was like, how did you do it? She's like, we just did.
Yeah.
We were surviving. And it was a taboo conversation, like postpartum. So I love that it's changing now and we're more open to talking about it. And there is absolutely no shame in it. You should not be ashamed in having that, because talking about it is what gets people to hear about it. And then people are able to go and get help.
Yeah.
And that's what is the most important thing. And that saved me. Being on Zoloft saved me.
Right. And there's nothing wrong with like, you're not broken if you do feel this way.
Right.
It happens. Your hormones are like raging and rising and dropping. And it's like, sometimes like it's just too much for someone to handle.
Yeah.
And like, thank God for modern medicine, because we love a Zoloft. Like, you know what I mean?
No, yeah. And not to say that I'm depending on the Zoloft. It doesn't mean you take the pill and, oh, wow, it's all magic.
Right.
No, that's not how it works. But it definitely helps kind of like tone down the stressors of life, and you're able to cope with certain things.
Yeah.
And when I started feeling better, I'm like, I need connections with other moms. I need another mom to look at me and be like, girl, I get you. I'm in it with you. Like, call me at 2 a.m. I'm up too, instead of just seeing someone at the grocery store and they're like, it'll get better.
Yeah.
Like, thanks, but no thanks, And I just wanted more than just surface level conversations. I wanted deeper conversations like you and I are having right now. Like, I'm able to talk about it openly, but it took me so long to feel comfortable to speak about it openly, because I hate to say it, but people are very judgmental.
Yeah.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't. People always have something to say.
Yep.
So I've learned to just do my thing. And if I'm happy and my family, we're thriving, we're good, that's all that matters. If people are talking, that's on them.
Good
That's
for
what
you.
I've learned, yeah. I used to be very insecure. And I used to, as a child, feel very unseen. So as a mom, it triggered me even more because I felt unseen as a child. And so realizing that it's a trigger through therapy, I was like, this is something I don't want to do with my children.
Right.
And that's why I'm trying to change that narrative. As we say, kill generational curses. And that's what I'm trying to do, because I'm not going to say this in a way where like, oh, it's not easy to have kids, but my parents, they had me and I grew like a tree. Meaning, as a tree, it grows by itself. You don't need to really, tame it or anything like that. And that's how I felt growing up. So I'm putting more effort into my children because I don't want my kids to feel the way I felt as a child. And because I know what it feels like to feel unseen, I want these moms not to feel that way.
Good for you. What you're doing for them is amazing.
Thank you.
I always said, like, the best tool you can have as a mom is just another mom. And I've been saying
100%.
that, I think, since my first was, since I was pregnant with him. One of my best friends and I were pregnant at the same time with our firsts.
Oh my God.
Our boys are 10 days apart.
Wow.
Thank God I had her. Because I would be like, what is this weird pain? She's like, it's okay, I have it too. And then like we were both awake with our kids in the middle of the night. I was like, how you doing? She's like, I'm doing good. Or like if mine woke up first, I'd be like, you awake? She wouldn't answer. And then I would be asleep and then she'd respond to me like, I am now. And then I was asleep with my baby. So it would be like a back and forth thing. But like there were certain times at night where like I would text her, you alive? She goes, we're struggling this morning. But like there's nothing better than having just like another person that understands what you're going through.
100%. And when you're in a situation with someone else who is in the same boat, you feel less lonely. I know that sounds bad because you don't want anyone else to struggle, but when you're in it together, it just makes it that much easier. And no one wants to feel alone. We're not meant to be alone, right? So I understand that feeling so much. And I think it's so important to have someone like that.
What's some of the feedback that you've gotten from some of the moms that come to these events?
So some of the moms, they have told me that because of, there's so many amazing stories I can share with you, really. But mostly a lot of the moms do come to me and tell me that like they had social anxiety. And even just to come to my house to a person they don't know, meeting these moms that they don't know if they know each other already, was a big step. And now they're coming and they formed groups together and they're going vacations together and they are just thriving in all aspects of their life. And for me, it's amazing. So again, this is not just a place for events. It's opening the door into a village.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted. And that's what I created. And for me, it's so important to have a safe space for the moms, because some of these moms have husbands who are hands-off dads. Some of the moms have husbands who are very present. Some of the moms are working moms. But there's so much expectations. Like, you have to be the perfect stay-at-home mom, or you have to be the perfect working mom. Like, no, we're human and we're allowed to have bad days. I mean, there are days where, and people tell me, and I've said this before, I have, a chef, I have a nanny, I have all the help I can have, but I still struggle. And I used to feel guilty. My mom, she's like typical Jewish mom, Nicole, like, what are you talking about? Right. Why are you complaining? I'm like, Mom, but I'm still struggling. Like, I still have other things that I'm struggling with. And I used to be ashamed of complaining. And I'm like, no, I'm going to freaking complain. And I'm going to call that mom and I'm going to vent to her. And at the end, she's like, do you feel better now? I'm like, yes. I needed to say that. It's not good to hold things in. And as moms, we feel like we have to keep it together and we have to do everything for everybody. And we're last. But why? Why? This is not, we're not back in the 50s. Like, we're changing that. So, I don't know. For me, having these moms become a force is the best thing to see.
I love
that.
The
best.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite event that you've had for, whether it be just for the moms? Because I know you do just the moms and kids, the whole family. Do you have a favorite one that really sticks out as the funnest? Or?
Yeah, well, it's very hard to pick because again, they're very different. Some are families. Yesterday we had Stuff-A-Plush. I had a company come and they made, stuff, kind of like Build-A-Bear.
On the go. Build-A-Bear
on the go. And it was awesome. The kids loved it.
That's really cute.
But if I had to pick one, I would say it's the Nordstrom exclusive shopping event.
Okay.
So the moms got to come during the closing of Nordstrom. They were closed and they just opened up for the moms. And there were a bunch of vendors and they gave away free goodies, Charlotte Tilbury, Angel, and all these amazing, goodies. And they gave out samples to the moms and they had gold eye masks.
Okay.
And they were literally walking around Nordstrom just shopping with these bags.
Yeah.
These what do you call them?
I guess they're an under eye mask or whatever.
An under eye mask, and they're just talking and laughing, and some of them forgot they even had it on, and they're talking to me I think it's time to take it off, because you're supposed to time it or something. Right. But it was just so amazing because I got to see the moms leave with such a smile on their face. Yeah. None of them were running after the kids. None of them were, some of them even came when they were tired. They're I had a rough night, but I came today and I'm so happy I came. And just seeing the connections they make and having them shop together was the best thing for me to see. They deserve that. Yeah. Because I feel not many times when they go shopping with the kids, they don't get to try on things calmly. How many times I go into I know many people shop online now, but I still go to the mall sometimes because I find things to do and I take the kids with me. But many times I'll go into the stall and I'll hear a mom Jackson, 2 more minutes. Mommy's just trying this on. It's not as enjoyable. So they got to have this experience and just have no worries and do it with their mom friends. Yeah. So it was great. It was great.
So nice.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Sometimes you just need a yap session with your mom friend to yell about whatever is bothering you.
Yeah.
Whether it be your kids' sleep or the fact that they're throwing food on the floor. It can be the smallest thing, but it's so easy to just be frustrated by one thing, but knowing that there's another mom whose child also throws red spaghetti sauce on the wall.
Oh my God.
Makes you feel a little better about it.
Yeah. I mean, there was a day I had horrible rage. I didn't sleep well for some reason that night, not because of my kids. I just couldn't sleep from all the anxiety. Yeah. And I feel badly because my husband is he was the scapegoat. And I told him, I'm so sorry for how I acted towards you. He's he would tell me, I'm not your punching bag. And after talking to so many moms, when I opened up about it, they're like, girl, we also went through that.
I mean, wow. Same. He's the first person that but I'm you're the closest person there. And I understand that's not, you're not doing anything wrong. I just need to get this out. And you're the only adult in the room.
Yeah. Yeah. And I felt badly and I apologized to him when I got better. But, same. He would tell me, he's I'm not your punching bag, Nicole. And I'm oh, I just can't. You're not doing this right. He's I'm trying, looking back, I felt so badly. And other moms have admitted to me, and then another thing is they're partners, right? A lot of times when you become a mom, your relationships change.
1000%. And no one ever discusses this.
No one. Like, listen, a lot of moms start feeling a certain way because they compare themselves to someone's highlight reel. The people showing their highlight reels, they're not showing you the,
The dynamic changes.
Exactly. It definitely changes. And that's why I also started a series for couples with mom dates and play dates where, I partner with museums during closing hours so the parents can come and have a night to themselves. And I also have babysitting services. So if they don't have a babysitter, that's not an issue. And they get to walk around the museum after dinner, just us, just the mom, just because we're sick of just going to dinners and just like talking about the same things. Like, oh, Owen wiped his ass today, great. And because, he's potty trained and I'm trying to teach him to. And, I want it to be fun. So laser tag. Fun things that you can like go to dinner afterwards and be like, oh my God, did you see Johnny? He tried to get me. Like other conversations, like let's make it fun again. That's why the spark goes away. We lost the fun. We're still kids at heart.
Thunderstorms that are hanging out mostly off the
As a
coast
meteorologist,
this
I
morning.
can't always control the weather. And as parents, we can't always control our kids. But we can make sure our outfits aren't a total disaster. That's why I'm excited to partner with Mario Pucci, South Florida's destination for timeless, stylish clothing that fits every chapter of life. They can get you out of the leggings and out of the house. Whether you're headed into the office, out to dinner, or to the carpool pickup line, Mario Pucci has you covered. Plus, when you look great, parenting somehow feels easier. Visit Mario Pucci in Regency Park, Boca Raton today.
And we go to couples therapy. I have no shame in admitting that. I got like a water gun and I put it in front of the door. And when he got home, I had a letter. The loser has to wash dishes. And we both hate doing the dishes.
That's really cute.
And he won. He found me and he got me. But things like that, and you can involve the kids. It makes it fun.
Yeah.
Sometimes we get so into the routine and we have to stick to it, and like it's okay if it's imperfectly, if it's not perfect, And for me, I learned to just laugh. You have to laugh sometimes, and that's when the rage got better. When I got my sleep, and when I would want to like yell, and I'd be like, you know what? Okay. I remember Owen spilled something like when he was like a year and a half. I could have gotten upset about it, but I'm laughing about it now, and like. We made a joke of it, like, or like one time he pooped and it got all over me. Like I could have gotten mad, but we started laughing, my husband and I, and you just have to try to find the fun in it. And I know it's not always easy, but you live one life and your kids watch everything.
100%.
Yeah. So when he saw that my husband and I were laughing when he spilled the milk, or, we were just laughing and throwing stuff at each other while we're making pizza, like that's what they're going to remember.
Yeah.
And it's not perfect. Life is not going to be perfect. You're going to have arguments with your spouse. You're going to have moments where you lose it. But when I do that, I always look at my son and I go, Owen, I'm so sorry. Mommy should not have yelled. I was very under pressure and I put it on you and I should not have done that and I'm sorry. And I start to see that he does that. If he does, he goes, Mommy, I'm sorry. So I'm like, okay, he's like, this is working. We're not perfect and it's okay.
Yeah, that you bring up a good point about like the relationship dynamic. I remember we after we had our first, I think we were maybe like he was like 3 or 4 months, and we both were just like sitting down like on the couch like and we both kind of like looked at each other and it was like, have we like kissed hello this morning when you came home from work, or like hugged each other? There was never like bad animosity. It was just like all of our focus went from each other to this little being. So like by the end of the day, it's like, love you night. And like, we just go to bed and we like do it all over again the next day. You like forget that you're supposed to still like date your spouse. Like, don't forget about each other, even though your focus is now on like figuring out how to raise this small person.
Yeah. It's very difficult. And we do forget, especially your husband works as well. So you're both working, it's hard. You get into the routine and you're like, wait. And sometimes I remember like, thinking when I first met him, like we did things with, and now it's like, you want to do dinner? We'll do dinner every Thursday. I'm like, I'm sick of dinners.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to do something fun.
Yeah.
Like, let's go-karting. Let's do something we'll laugh. We'll get to experience together, And I think parents kind of forget that sometimes. And I had a sex therapist and marriage therapist come do like a virtual kind of Q&A with the moms. And like, it's interesting because, again, no one wants to kind of talk about their problems. And I totally get that. But on the Zoom call, no one really showed their face.
Right.
And I totally get that. I understand that. For me to even be open about this is not easy because, again, people judge. But I learned that I don't care. This is my life. And if my story helps someone else, then it's worth everything.
And I'm sure anyone that's judging you, they're dealing like the same thing is happening to them. They maybe
100%.
didn't admit it, or they're like, oh, glad someone else said it and I didn't have to.
Right.
Because like we all have to, you're all going through it. If your dynamic doesn't change when you're having a baby, like, did you really have a baby? You know what I mean? And
Exactly.
if it didn't, good for you.
Yeah.
But the majority of the people, it definitely did.
Of course, because it just changes us whether we like it or not. And we don't see ourselves, right? Like I remember my husband asked me at one of the events, he's like, was I acting weird? And I was like, I don't know. Like, but we don't see ourselves. And sometimes, I don't see myself either. So my husband will be like, oh, Nicole, I think, you shouldn't have done that. And I'm like, before in the past, I'd be like, oh, so you're criticizing me? But now I'm learning like, no, he's coming from a good place. And I used to not like getting unsolicited advice. That was something that really triggered me. And I'm like, I am suffering. I'm on 3 hours of sleep. And you want to tell me I shouldn't give him a pacifier? Go away. But it took me time to learn, like, they're coming from a good place. And it's always easier to sit from afar and tell people, you shouldn't do this. You should do that. But when you're in it, it's not always easy.
Right.
So I just learned to take it with a grain of salt. And sometimes things would go in one ear, out the other, and be like, yeah, thank you for the advice. And then I'll go home and give him the pacifier.
You can nod and smile and then move on. But let's go back to the Zoom call that you were having with.
Sorry, yes.
No, you're good.
This is my
I told you this
ADHD.
is why we can't talk for just 45 minutes. Like, we can go on all day.
Yeah, no, so the Zoom meeting. And she was talking about, there was one mom, I'll never forget this. She goes, I need to take care of my babies. I have a job and I have to take care of the house and the groceries and the bills. And at the end of the night, my husband's like, so are you going to like be intimate? And she's like, I got to take care of you too. And the therapist was like, well, yeah, I mean, this is part of the whole thing. Like you can't, because you have to think about it this way. She said this, the therapist. Your husband also loses his wife. You feel like you lose yourself, but your husband also has to deal with losing the version of his wife that he had. I'm not the same Nicole where I'd be like, let's go to the bar until 3 a.m. Like, let's just have a good time. I can't. I'm sleeping.
Yeah.
But she said, like, sex is something super important because that's something that connects you. And we sometimes look at it as a job, but it's not. It's something that the woman has to enjoy too. And sometimes the man is tired too and the woman is tired too, but it's really important to initiate sex in a marriage. And there's more to sex. And I'm not a sex therapist. I'm just repeating what the therapist
what
said.
she said to you.
But when a lot of moms were admitting, like, I don't want to. I feel like it's a chore. And I used to feel that way too. And for me, I think when you're intimate with your partner, I'm trying to remember what she said. I'm going all over the place. But basically, intimacy is very important in a relationship. And it's not just intimacy, right? It's also the fun part about it, of going out. And even while I'm, working, right? I'm responding to emails. My husband will come and kind of like give me a little, hey, babe, you okay?
Yeah.
That's, things like that.
The simplest things.
The simplest things. Build that intimacy. Build that little, that was nice.
Right.
Or even when he's working, I'll do like a little massage. I'll be like, can I get you a coffee? Little things like that. I know sometimes it seems like a lot, like, oh, I got to get him a coffee. Like I'm dealing. But little things build into that intimacy. And once you get there, it is so much fun. And you look forward to being with your partner. You don't look at it as a chore. So that's something that I took with me. She's actually she's a couples therapist and sex therapist together. She's been doing it for 40 years. So she has a lot of advice and a lot of stories. Very interesting stories.
I should interview her.
Yeah. She will tell you a lot. Yeah, she's shared some crazy things with us, but she's amazing and she saved our marriage.
Good for her.
Yeah.
And good for you guys for being like so open and willing to like go to couples therapy.
Actually, it was my husband who said, I think we need to get couples therapy.
Wow.
Because he's like, Nicole, like with everything with my depression and everything, for him to say that, I was like, wow, so I guess we really do need it. Because like you said, good night, morning, I'll take Owen, you take, like, and that's just how it became. It wasn't like, what about us? And she really saved our marriage. She gave us homework. It wasn't easy at first. One of the first things she told us, which we thought was very odd, but it helped, every week for 15 minutes, once a week, we had to sit down crisscross applesauce with our knees touching and just look each other in the eye.
Oh.
At first, it was very awkward because it felt not normal for us.
Like it's like he's almost like a stranger.
Yes.
You're like, I don't remember what it was like to like be cute and flirty with you. Because,
Yeah. But it forced us to laugh and start talking and, how much longer do we have on the timer? And then we start laughing and it really brought us closer. And we still do it till today.
That's really nice.
And I don't think there's any shame in having a couples therapist because sometimes we forget what we have to do when we become parents because we're just like, autopilot, are the kids, food, dinner, and we forget.
Yeah.
So I think it was great for my mental health as well. She helped me learn about myself, about my partner. Even in sex, there's things that I like in sex that my husband might not like and vice versa. So we were able to talk about it openly because sometimes it's not a comfortable conversation to have alone. So when you have someone neutral who's very comfortable about talking about sex, it really helps.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. The dynamic thing is, I remember when we had our second, I was like, let's not let our weird, again, we didn't have like a bad animosity. It was just like.
Right, it was different.
We like forgot about each other. We put all of our focus on our first. And to me, in terms of the like, so, what's different about parenthood than you thought it would be? And it was the relationship dynamic that it just changes a little bit. So after our first came, or when our second one came, we like made sure with like purpose to not fall into that like roommate phase is basically kind of what it was. Like,
exactly.
We're great roommates. We loved each other. We got along really well. But like you can sometimes hit a roommate phase. We made sure like with our second, like, okay, like let's catch ourselves before, that little thing happens.
Right.
So
100%.
that we don't fall into some kind of
Yeah, and I love that you
hard.
recognize it because many times we don't recognize it. We're so much on autopilot that we don't even think about that. But it's healthy. It's healthy to have intimacy and just do things with your partner because, and this is another thing that she spoke about because as a marriage counselor and sex therapist for 40 years, she's dealt with a lot of infidelity. And she says this is the phase where it happens a lot in the beginning when the newborn stage. And she's said like, all it takes is for another woman to go to your husband, touch him in the shoulder, be like, wow, you're doing such an amazing job. Even though we think they're men and they're tough, they also need that, like, hey, I'm so proud of you. Like, you look great. Oh my God, look at you in that shirt. They need that too.
Yeah.
And they feel neglected too. And I know that sounds like, oh, you got to also take care. But yes, you took care of them before you became a mom. So they're also kind of grieving the old version of you before you became a mom. So I know it's a lot, but those little things help. Just to, a butt tap,
Yes.
or a little graze on, whatever it is, like little things like that. And I'm telling you, it makes a huge difference.
Yeah, it does. You got to like have fun with your partner.
Exactly. Have fun. Play the game. Get a stupid Nerf gun or a water gun and like do something like involve the kids. And we laughed so much. We were drenched. And who cares?
Right.
So we got undressed, we showered, and it was so much fun.
Yeah.
It was the best.
And it's great for them to see like a wonderful relationship between the two people that are raising them. Like my husband and I will like hug each other and like we purposely like wait to see which kid's gonna like come in first. So then our toddler will come running over. He's 4. I guess he's not a toddler anymore. I don't know like when toddler range
I don't
ends.
even know.
And then I think he's our actual toddler. He's almost 16 months. Like he comes like waddling over too. Aww. And I'm like, oh, this is really cute. So like they're watching.
They
see what you do.
They see the way you speak. They see the way you act. And that's something that I always carry with me because like I mentioned, as a child, I was neglected. I never saw my parents also be intimate. So for me, at first, it was a little odd. But now it's just so much fun and I love it. And I love that the kids get to see it. And there are times, like let's say my husband and I were in a disagreement. We don't argue in front of our kids just because I don't feel like that's healthy. We'll have disagreements where we talk. But if it's like something like, so there was one situation. My husband grew up in New York in a Jewish school. And he's like, I went to sleepaway camp. And I'm like, oh, no. My kids are not going to sleepaway camp. I'm not comfortable with that. So, and the kids are 2 years old. The kid is 2 years old. But like, we got into a disagreement and we didn't talk. I was like not talking to him about it. I was like so angry. I'm like, I don't have to send my, and I guess my son felt something. he took my hand and took me to my husband and had us hold hands. It's like he felt something.
That is so adorable.
Like but isn't that amazing? At
Yes.
2 years old, like he was able to say, he didn't know that we were, we had that disagreement, but he could sense, because we're always like laughing and stuff. So when he notices like I'm doing my thing and he's doing his thing, he just grabbed me, and then it forced us to smile and kind of laugh, and then we were all better.
That's
but
really, really sweet.
but it just shows you that your kids watch everything. Yeah,
That's adorable.
right?
What a wise child.
Yeah.
So you also have a podcast.
I do.
When
yes.
did that start?
So that actually started after my first son in New
Okay.
York. Yeah, because I guess I realized how hard this is, and people made it seem like it's easy on TV. And so I'm like, I'm going to make a podcast and change the narrative. And I had sleeping consultants come on, pediatric nutritionists come on, because that's a whole other thing. Some babies don't eat, some babies don't stop eating. And like, we don't know, like you said, like you didn't even know sleep training was a thing.
Yeah,
Like, how are we supposed to know?
that boat.
You have your baby, the hospital comes, forces you to try to breastfeed, and then kicks you out. And, like, I was like, no, we need information. And this is before ChatGPT. So
Right.
this was, and I've been doing it, and I've been loving it, and moms have been telling me that they listen to it on the way to drop off their kids, and you just get to feel like you're talking to another mom.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I speak on my own just to give advice, and I have people come on, and it's honestly all geared towards moms. And it's just been so amazing, like the information that I've learned from it too. I've even had a matchmaker come on. It was so interesting.
Oh, cool.
She works with like matchmaker billionaires and like, women who are models, and they don't want to just go out in the dating world. They want like real men. And it was awesome learning so much. And she mentioned how we subconsciously choose a partner that's like our dad, or like vice versa. And I'm like, I guess I am like my husband's mom a little bit. Like I look and I'm like, I see it.
Yeah.
And, she's like, yeah, but, a typical Jewish mom, because I could be a little bit of a nag sometimes,
Right, yes, we all can.
Yeah. And yeah, it was just interesting. She's like, dating before kids is so different with after kids, because she deals with people who have kids and dating and kids and people who are single. And she's like, it's just so different. And it's just so interesting because you're literally, your mindset just changes when you have kids. Like, you're not
100%.
dating to date, and you're dating like, is this going to be someone good for my kid? So it's really interesting to see like the difference in how people date. And she talked about it, and it's really awesome.
I'll have to like find her.
Yeah.
Go ask her, because now I'm wondering.
Yeah,
These
no,
are, like,
she's awesome.
That's such like an interesting topic. Because
Yeah.
like when you're like, I met my husband in college, and I was
Oh.
never like, what kind of husband are you or what kind of dad are you gonna be? Like that's
Exactly.
that's not like what you think about when you're 20 years old.
No, we're just like trying to find marriage and have kids. Like, think
Yeah.
about it. That's like, at least for me, like I would see how he was with his nieces and nephews, and I would be like, oh, he seems like a good dad, you
Yeah.
know, like that. But it wasn't like deeper than that. But when you become a mom and you go through a divorce, or a dad through a divorce, your dating is different. You're like, when do I introduce them to the kid? Like, it's so different. Well, they like the fact that I have a kid. Like, that changes too.
Yeah.
And we don't think about that sometimes.
Yeah, it's a package deal. Like if you're dating me, you're technically
With
like,
my-
my kids come with me.
Exactly.
You're not like leaving them behind.
Right, exactly. So it was very interesting to see like how her matchmaking skills changes.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
What was your postpartum experience like with your first? Because it seems like with the second, you went on Zoloft, and now you have this like franchise of mom friends all over the place, which
Yeah.
is like unbelievable.
Which is crazy.
Right.
I never thought I
So
would
like
be.
when you compare your 10 months postpartum with your second compared to your 10 months postpartum with your first, what was that like for you the first time?
Night and day.
That's great.
So with my first one, I had so much anxiety, and I think it had a lot to do with my labor and delivery experience. So firstly, my first child came out 10 pounds, 4 ounces. It was a C-section.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah. I pushed for 2 hours. And I had a doula, and I told her, I don't want a C-section. I need you to fight for me. And it got to the point where after 2 hours, she's like, honey, your vagina looks like you have 2 balls. You need to go get a C-section. You cannot push any further.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I really didn't want to do this, but the baby's heart rate dropped. So it was very traumatic. And my doula started crying. I'm like, why are you crying? And she's like, because I know how hard you tried. And it was like, I kind of blinked out.
Yeah.
They kind of rushed me into the ER, and they cut me open. I didn't even know if I would feel anything. I started getting nauseous. And I don't know if you've ever had a C-section, but when you get a C-section, there's like a big light.
Right.
And the rim is like reflective because it's like silver.
Yeah.
Right? So I saw my organs pretty much out of my body.
Oh my God.
And I thought I was going to die. And I looked at, the person giving me all the medication, like, I'm getting nauseous. And she kind of gave me something to help with that. And then when they pulled out the baby, I was like, that's not mine. Like, he looks like he's in kindergarten. Like, he was huge, and yeah, it was just really traumatic. And I remember like just crying for days after. Then I know that was baby blues, but I just didn't know what to do with this baby. Like, no one taught me anything about anything, like the sleep, and he slept on me the first few months of his life. And I know that's a no, but I had so much anxiety that I want him to be on me.
I co-slept with my second. So.
Yeah, but like not co-sleeping where he was next to, he was on me.
Yeah. That's how you, well, in the beginning, that's like what it is. It's like they sleep on you and you're kind of like up like this.
Yeah, and I put pillows and everything, and oh my God, and I just didn't want to leave the house because I was scared something was going to happen to him. And I didn't realize, like, okay, Nicole, this is not normal.
Where in New York were you guys? Were you in the city or?
So before I was a mom, we lived by Wall Street,
Okay.
In Wall Street, the financial district. And then when we became a mom, when I, got pregnant, well, actually before we got married, we moved into the suburbs.
Okay.
So into Westchester County, Scarsdale, Mamaroneck area. And I actually, the only thing that helped, obviously my husband, but also there was a group called Peanut Moms of Westchester in Westchester County. And my good friend started that group. And that's actually the inspiration behind Mom Dates and Play Dates. Because when I moved to Florida, I was raised in Fort Lauderdale. When I moved to Boca, I didn't know anyone. I tried to find a group like it, and there was nothing like it. So I started it, and I asked her, like, hey, do you mind if I... And she's like, yeah, you're in Florida, do your own thing. And she's great. And I've met so many friends through her group there that I'm still in touch with, and I miss them so much. But, like, I get to give that to other moms here. And that's really... It's been a blessing. Without that group, I don't know where I would be in New York. And I think, looking back, my sister-in-law, Sarah... she is my husband's brother's wife.
Okay.
And she saw that I was going through postpartum anxiety, but she wasn't pushy, thank God. She was very like, I'm here to help. She literally would come cook for me, clean my house, fold my laundry. She would take the baby. I only trusted her. Her to, and obviously my husband, to be with the baby. I didn't trust anyone else. Like, I would get anxiety if there was an event, because I'm like, oh my God, they're going to ask to hold him. So I'd purposely wrap him on me and be like, oh, he's sleeping, and I didn't, and little by little, she would be like, I think you're sad. Like, I think you're this. And like, little by little, I was like, okay, I think I need help. And she helped me from New York while I lived here. She would like send me all the information. She would make the calls. Without her, I probably wouldn't be here.
Wow.
Yeah, and I owe her, like, she's like, don't thank me. What do you mean? You're my sister-in-law. I love you. But, like, there's this feeling when someone helps you to that extent that, like, you owe, like, I know I don't owe her, but, like, without her, I would have never thought to go to a psychiatrist and get Zoloft and get this help. And, like, I vented to her. Like, she knew my deepest, darkest.
I assume she has kids as well.
She has kids. She's 42, and on Friday, she just had her third baby.
Good for her.
She is amazing.
Age
this woman.
is just a number, guys.
Age is just a number. But yeah, it's amazing. Wow. And she is, how we call it in Hebrew, an eshet chayil. She is strong. She holds the family. Honestly, she's my role model.
How old are her kids?
So she has a 8-year-old.
Okay.
A 6-year-old.
Okay.
And now a newborn.
That's so awesome.
A baby girl. Yeah.
That's great for you to be like, what do I buy for this?
Yeah.
Like, you've got her to also just kind of like bounce those ideas off of.
And I've been messaging her. Like, I feel badly because she was there for me all the time when I was in New York. And I can't do the same for her because she's in New York and I'm here. But, I message her and we always voice note and we always talk to each other. And I thank God for her every day. Like, I tell my husband, like, I was meant to marry you, yes, but I think, like, there's a reason why.
I married you because of your sister-in-law.
Yeah. So, Sarah, if you're listening, I love you. Like, she really saved me.
That's amazing.
She really, I love her so much, and I can't imagine life without her.
You need that. You need a mom. And I said it, like, earlier in the discussion, like, the best tool for a new mom is a mom. And I did an interview for a story one time a few months ago, and one of the people I was interviewing, she was like, have like your list of moms that you text for things, like your 4 closest friends, your sister, your coworker, whoever it is, a mom that you trust. And those are the 4 people that you go to for every single thing that you need.
100%.
And if someone gives you unsolicited advice, you can say thanks, but no thanks, or you nod and you smile, and you let their, like you said, information in one ear and out the other.
Exactly. And with this group, I really have met such amazing moms that I formed my community with, and I meet so many moms, right? So, but there are the ones that I stick to, and I'm always there for all the moms. I know it sounds crazy because there are 4,000 of them right now.
Wild.
It's wild. 4,000 members. And I make it free because I don't think moms should pay to make friends. I feel like this is something we need. And they say, find your village, and I feel like I said before, this is the open door to your village. And so I get many messages from moms, whether it's postpartum, they open up to me because they trust me. And I love that because this is a safe space. And what we speak about stays in that, I always tell them, it stays in this box, in this messenger box or text message or email. And I'm here for everybody because no one should feel alone. I really don't want anyone feeling alone. That's something that's so important to me because I know what that feels like, and I don't want anyone to feel that way.
It's hard.
It's really hard.
There's like no for me, there was like never any worse feeling than like being awake at 2 a.m. with my non-sleeping baby.
Yeah.
Like, is anyone out there? Like what, like I'm crying. He's not crying unless he goes in his crib, but I'm just like, what is happening right now? Like, this is what it's like to be a parent. And yes, it's normal for your kids to not sleep through the night when they're like a week old. But like, it's a lot.
It is. It is.
And you're just like, the whole world is asleep. What do I do? Luckily, I have coworkers also that come to work in the middle of the night too. So I'd like text them like, hey, like, what are you doing? What's going on? Like, I just need an adult to speak to.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, there were times where I would literally look out the window and look at the stars. And I'd be like, there is definitely another mom up there, like up right now with me. And I'm just sending her my vibes. Like, I hope she's okay. And like, it was really hard. It was really hard. And with my rage, I was like, I'm going to throw this kid out the window.
Yeah.
Like, and obviously I would never do that. But postpartum, man, it challenges you. And don't forget, I didn't really sleep throughout my pregnancy. I had something called irritable uterus syndrome.
What is that?
1% of women get it, of course. I got it. And it's basically when you feel real, not Braxton Hicks, but real contractions closer to when you're going to deliver.
Oh, goodness.
And it was one of the most painful things. So like I wasn't sleeping. So then when the baby came, I wasn't sleeping for that reason. And man, it was such a traumatic birth
Did
delivery.
you have a C-section again with your second too?
I did.
Okay.
I did. And I got to tell you, it was so much easier.
Wow.
I walked in like a little princess.
Because it was scheduled.
Yeah, it was scheduled. I knew the day. I knew the time. I had my nanny come. Everything was, it was beautiful. I would do it again. And like, I'm debating if I like.
Want to do it again?
If no, I wanted to do a VBAC.
Okay.
And I've heard success stories, but it was just such a great experience. I think for the third, I might do a C-section again. If I'm planning to have a third, not now. My baby's 10 months old, but we definitely want to try again. Like I've always envisioned having 4 kids.
Good for you.
Yeah.
That's
I've always wanted a big family.
That's great.
Yeah. And like I have 2 boys. So I told my husband, if we have 2 more boys, I'll happily be a boy mom.
Yeah.
And if I have another girl, then that will be great too. Like
Yeah.
I just love being a mom. I love being a mom.
That's amazing, especially since you had to deal with like so much in the beginning.
Yeah.
And you were sort of able to like come out on the other side and now like thrive. Because I think you're thriving.
Thank you.
Like-
Yes, I feel.
I wear leggings and t-shirts all day. Today I put jeans on. These aren't the fanciest pair of jeans. These are like a hand-me-down pair of
But
jeans.
they're nice.
My
I like
sister
it.
gave me. Thank you.
Thunderstorms that are hanging out mostly off the
As a
coast
meteorologist,
this
I
morning.
can't always control the weather. And as parents, we can't always control our kids, but we can make sure our outfits aren't a total disaster. That's why I'm excited to partner with Mario Pucci, South Florida's destination for timeless, stylish clothing that fits every chapter of life. They can get you out of the leggings and out of the house. Whether you're headed into the office, out to dinner, or to the carpool pickup line, Mario Pucci has you covered. Plus, when you look great, parenting somehow feels easier. Visit Mario Pucci in Regency Park, Boca Raton today.
Look what she's wearing, everybody. Wide shot up. Like, this is so cute. And like
Thank you.
like I'm actually gonna be speaking with someone in a few weeks about like motherhood fashion. Because like I have fully lost how to dress.
I get that.
But like I love this getup.
But listen, I've always loved fashion, especially when I moved to New York. That's when my love for fashion just blew up. And and I have to say, you don't have to spend so much money to look, put together.
Right.
But for me, it's mental. I feel good dressing up.
Good for you.
Like for me, it helps. Some moms, they don't care for it. But like for me, I feel good dressing up, doing my makeup. That's my me time because I enjoy it. Some moms are like, I don't enjoy makeup, but I love it. So, you have to do what's best for you, what works for you. Some moms, they just want to work out. They love to do their workouts. They love to do their Pilates. You do you, girl. You go and you kick ass, But with me, this is something I enjoy. So that's what I do. And that's what it's all about. That's what's so beautiful about the group. It's like some moms come in, tights and a tank top, and I just, and and we're all accepting of one another.
Yeah.
We're all moms. We're all suffering in different ways, and we bond over it. So, and I'm trying to get them out of the house because that's what helps. We need human interaction. It's just in our DNA. We need that.
Yeah.
So that's why I have this village.
2 more questions before we start to wrap up. What's next for you for mom dates and play dates? If you're not allowed to share, we can just say we can't share and you'll have to stay tuned. Do you have things you want to do next?
We definitely have a few things coming up. I'm very excited. I can't release too much information.
Okay, that's totally fine.
So stay tuned for certain things, but definitely expanding throughout South Florida. That's
great.
Before we were just in Boca Del Rey area, and now we're going to be expanding into Broward County and
Amazing.
Miami-Dade County, and I'm very excited for it. And I've partnered with Miami Dolphins recently, so that's going to be coming up too,
Okay.
and Florida Panthers, and also Miami Heat basketball team.
That's exciting.
So we have a bunch of stuff for the families and it's good for the dads too. I've noticed my husband meeting friends and the dads, because they meet other dad friends, and they have their buddies from work or, school, whatever. But it's kind of nice to see dads hanging out and they're talking about the kids and
Right.
So they kind of get each other. So it's been nice.
That's great. Yeah, dads need guy time and friend time too.
They do because especially dads, they are going through the same situation as well. Whether it's their wife, having rage or whatever it is.
Yes.
So they kind of get to vent about it and they get each other.
That's great.
Yeah.
I like to wrap each episode by sharing our sun and our storm for the week.
Okay.
It's weathering parenthood,
I
weather.
love it.
So
Did you come up with that name, by the way?
all credit goes to my husband on that one.
Stop.
He is like a copywriter, creative.
Okay.
He writes all, that's his marketing, that kind of stuff.
Okay, love it.
So yeah, that's his brainchild. So shout out to him.
I love it.
He's the left brain one of our family, right?
Okay.
He's the left brain creative, and I'm the right brain.
Yeah, right. Is
math and science.
Logical. Yeah.
So
Okay, interesting.
yeah.
Usually it's the other way around, I feel.
He is he plans all of our birthday parties for our kids.
That is amazing.
Because he just is like that. He's the creative brains behind the operation of any cool thing we do. Everyone's like, oh my God, I love that. I'd be like, yeah, my husband did it.
Wow, that's awesome.
He's just he's got the cool creative.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's great. It comes in handy when I
I'm sure.
when I need to think of something.
Yeah,
like
must
the
be
name
nice.
of a podcast.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna share mine. Your brain can start spinning to think,
Okay.
and then you'll share yours. My storm, I guess, for the week was that my little one was sort of kind of sick. It wasn't super bad, but you never want to see them sad and
It's hard.
they look at you like, mommy, help.
Yeah. And there's nothing much you could do.
Right. And it's just all I can do is hold you, but I love when they snuggle.
I know.
Especially a little boy, oh my God.
The best.
There's something about a boy with their mom.
Yeah.
It's the cutest thing. I need a stuffed. I'm just hugging that thing. And then I guess my son would be that he was fine 36 to 48 hours later. Woke up yesterday morning with a pep in his step, and it was quick and easy. And then I'm gonna do another son. My almost 4.5-year-old likes to clean up now.
That's the best.
So he's like, Mommy, before we go to bed, we have to clean up and put our toys away. I'm like,
What?
let's do it, sir. Amazing.
I love that.
Yeah.
My 2-year-old, I have to bribe him. I'll give you a cookie. And then my husband's like, are you giving him a cookie?
Yeah.
But I don't want to clean up the 1,000 Legos that are on the floor.
He's like, Mommy, let's put the magnetiles away. I'm like, let's do that.
Oh my.
I don't know who taught him that. Maybe my husband did it behind my back. It's amazing.
Wow. That is, I can't wait for that day to come for me.
It's great. You'll
I
be
love
there
it.
soon.
Yeah,
You'll be there
soon. He's
Yeah.
turning 3 in March, so
Okay.
I have another year. So.
Yeah.
So am I going with sun or storm first?
I always say start with the storm so we can end on a high,
Love
happy
it.
note.
So I would say for my storm, it's always balancing everything. I have a hard time with that. So being present with my kids while building something is very challenging. And I know I don't have to do it perfectly, and I have to do it intentionally. But for me, I'm learning to balance like work, because this has become my job, mom dates and play dates. And I love it. And the podcast, all of it together, it comes together. But learning to balance that and also being present with my kids was something challenging at first, because I would get so many emails, and I would get my personal email, my work email, my personal phone number, my work phone number, text messages. And I would be like, I have to, and now I'm like, no, it'll be on hold. And right now my kids are my priority, because they're not going to be this age again. So there are many times I shut my phone off, and my husband and I do this together, because he also has a business. He's a CEO of a company. So he shuts his phone off, I shut my phone off, and we play with the kids, whether it's arts and crafts, whether we make a volcano, whether we cook together, whether we go to the park, whatever it is. And I feel good. I feel better about it. So I guess that's my son. But meaning son, not the storm.
Right, S-U-N.
Yes. And I think another son I want to share is seeing the moms smile when they walk out. And it's not just good for the moms, it's good for the kids. The kids smile. They have a good time. My son has so many friends from this. Like, it's crazy. I'm like, oh my God, so many play dates. But I love it, because I didn't have that as a kid. I was literally stuck in my room. And I'm writing a book, actually, about everything. That's
amazing.
I've been through some crazy things that, like, when I tell people, they're like, what? Like, people don't even know that this is my second marriage. Yeah.
Okay,
like,
we're going to have a second podcast.
Yeah.
With you. Like,
so, I'm writing a book all about it, but like, and that's why I always say, like, I was raised like a tree, and like, I don't want that for my kids. So like, they're my priority more than anything. And I also love the moms, but I'm learning to come together in a balancing way where it's just, I feel balanced, and it was challenging, but we're good. We're working on it.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
This
Thank
is
you
like
so much.
what you're doing is incredible.
Thank you.
And it's so wonderful for other moms. And it's so great to see you like thriving in this role and making these connections and helping other moms like make friends with each other, and the kids are friends with each other.
Thank you. Yeah. I mean, for me, it's my calling. I really feel that way. And seeing moms like even become business partners, it's amazing.
Yeah. This
You
is
know, all through the group, and like moms who don't speak English, meeting other moms who, I have no word. It's amazing. And my son is making a bunch of friends, and my baby, and like, it's just nice to get the kids out and be social too. The moms want for the kids, and my son goes to school, but when he's on the weekend and we have events, he's an interesting, I love him so much, but he's like the life of the party. Everyone says he's very much like me, like loud, but I love that about him.
Yeah.
So
That's so great.
It's been wonderful.
Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for
This was
having
such a great conversation. We're going to put in the show notes all of your information, Mom Dates and Play Dates, the Instagram page, your podcast page, so people can follow along and get involved if they're local to South Florida.
This was so much fun. Thank you for having me.
It was so great having you here. Thank you all for listening and watching, and we'll see you next week.